Day 4 of Karen Read's trial has concluded. So this finishes out the first week of trial, and here's what happened. Hi, I'm Sydney Rushing. I'm a criminal defense attorney in the state of Michigan. Now let's talk about it. The morning started out with a field trip to 34 Fairview Road for the jury to see where John's body was found. Prior to leaving, both sides did get an opportunity to address the jury. The prosecutor said that they should focus on the details of the street, the curb, the front yard, etc. He also reminded them to size up the SUV to kind of see the height of the bumper, to look at the taillight and things like that. Nettie had a little bit of a different approach. He said to take notice of the second floor window in the front yard. He also said to take notice of the front doors and the front yard. He also expressed his confidence that the jury was going to do their proper investigation. Remember that this is very important to the defense's strategy because they're saying that this happened in a way that is totally unrelated to Karen. And it's not as the prosecutor would have you believe. When they returned from their field trip, they called witness number 9, who was Dr. Garrey. Dr. Fowler was the chief of pathology and the lab director of Good Samaritan Hospital at the time of the incident. He's moved on since then. He said Karen's blood was taken at 9:08 a.m. It came back at 0.093%. Now, Massachusetts is very similar to Michigan in that the driving legal limit is 0.08%. He explained how they test blood and how they use a serum testing format. And he explained that the lab is not accredited for forensics testing. It is only clinically accredited. Attorney Little made her appearance and she did the cross of Dr. Fowler. She pointed out that Karen has anemia and multiple sclerosis, and she asked Dr. Fowler if he took that into consideration during his analysis, and he said that he did not. And then, like all women do, she brought the receipts and she cited an article saying that these two things can affect alcohol testing. And as a little side note for me, testing was done at 9:08 a.m. There is nothing that they have to say that Karen didn't drink a few mimosas before she left to go find John, or that she drank on the way or during or anything like that. It's going to be a little hard for the state to show that this is a result of the prior night's drinking. And, you know, we can assume, but we all know what assuming does. Case number 10 was called, and that was James Becker. He's also a paramedic with the Canton Fire Department, and he was tasked with riding with Whitley to take Karen to the hospital for that Section 12 call, which is an involuntary psych evaluation. His job was to get more information about her mental state during the transport process. He said that Karen referred to John as her husband and recalled saying that her last convo with John was an argument. During cross-examination, Jackson pointed out that Becker saw Karen with blood around her mouth. He said that he didn't think it was hers because it was consistent with giving mouth-to-mouth. He also said that she looked like she had been through a traumatic event. Jackson also did a good job of pointing out inconsistencies in Becker's testimony, one of which was using the phrase last words when it came to Karen. Jackson also asked Becker if Karen told him that the last conversations, the arguments that she had with John, were in the form of voicemails. And he said that she didn't give any details. And then he was asked if he put together that Karen was actually talking about and referencing voicemails that she had left John when she was explaining these last words. And he said that he did not. On redirect, Becker basically said that we didn't think we were going to be witnesses to a murder trial when he was asked why he didn't get more details about those comments made by Karen, or to get more specifics. And then during a very short recross, Jackson pointed out that Karen did in fact try to show Becker her phone, and he agreed. There was lots of objections on both sides in regards to the arguments that Karen was describing to Becker and how it was described. And Judge Cannoni dismissed the jurors about 1:15 this afternoon for the weekend, and we will return on Monday for day 5. As a heads up, day 5 is only going to be a half a day of testimony, and in the afternoon, there's going to be voir dire, or questioning of the ARCCA experts, which obviously are very important in Karen's defense. So that is your day 4 update and recap. I hope you guys have enjoyed the content so far this week, and I look forward to having you back next week when we get into week number 2. Here's my question of the day. Did you think that the jury should have just been shown pictures of the scene, or do you think it was effective for them to actually be taken to the scene? And just so you're aware, it is not common that this is done where you're actually taken to the physical scene of the incident. Let me know your thoughts.